If you haven't upgraded your listing to premium A plus content yet, you must not like money because you are missing out on potentially thousands of dollars. Premium A plus content is free and there are so many benefits to it. So we brought in a very special guest that is going to be sharing with you how you can access them to start making more sales today. Rafael Veloz will also be sharing unique tools and templates for free, as well as a chance to win an entire listing image optimization giveaway. To enter the giveaway, all you need to do is like this video, comment below, subscribe to the Amazing Escape Plan channel, as well as Share Studios YouTube channel. Don't worry, all of the details are in the description below. And lastly, we will be sharing everything about premium A plus content, from basics to golden tips and hacks that you do not want to miss. So I'll be sure to timestamp each section below in case you want to go straight to one of them. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, welcome, Rafael. We're so excited to have you. I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this video already know about you, already seen the great videos you guys post as well. But why don't you give us a little introduction about yourself, as well as your company, what you do, and what we're gonna learn today.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Rafael. I'm the founder of Share Studio and also Spirit Creative, a new company that I just launched. In a nutshell, we do content for Amazon sellers, and the content is based on data provided by Amazon. So that's what makes it effective. Been in business since 2018, and I'm a filmmaker. I've been doing filmmaking since 2009, marketing since 2012, and that's why the content that we do is data-driven. It's based behind on the buyer persona and how we tell the story, so we actually get those leads to close, which are obviously the customers or shoppers.
And well, just a little testimonial, I'll tell you, but also everyone who's watching, we found Share Studios a few years ago. We've already used your services for many projects, and it is really next level. We have not found anything to this day that it is in the level of, like, for images for everything of Share Studios. So we thought no one better than you to actually share everything that you've learned from all of the data, as you said, and all of your past clients, to not only optimize our images in terms of like, oh, it looks aesthetically beautiful. There are a lot of people who could do aesthetically beautiful, but when you actually hit the points that you need to hit, that will actually convert that into a sale, that's what's most important. So I'm really glad to have you. You mentioned that you also have the Spirit Creatives. Yes. And we've talked about before, you said it's inspired by Spirit Airlines, right?
Literally, yes, literally. So the idea behind it, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, is basically, so Share Studio, it is a higher tier, I would say, because there's a lot more hours put into it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a bit more expensive. But we found out that a lot of sellers that are starting out, they just want to get their feet wet, right?
I think it's a great point. The students of our course, as well as the audience here on YouTube, know that a lot of them, they just want to test. We counter this all the time. Like, can I just test this product? And we're always hesitant about telling, like, sure, order just a little bit and test it. Because we know most of the time you have to go all in. But I understand the struggle. I understand the struggle of the funds and everything. So if there is a way to bring the cost down and still have good quality images and everything, because images makes or breaks your launch.
Yeah, you're selling online, you know, like
exactly. So that's really great. And that is going to be part of our giveaway. We're going to give all of the details of the giveaway later in the video. So you have to stick around on how you can get your entire listing of images created by Spirit Creatives. But let's get started with the presentation, because it's going to be all about premium A plus content, which I'm so excited about. It's a no-brainer in terms of getting your brand registry nowadays. You have to do it. And one of the benefits is getting access to premium A plus content. So take it over.
So yeah, so the giveaway is the full list optimization with with Spirit Creative, and not just images, also video and A plus content. So stick around. I'm pretty sure that you'll find this beneficial for you. As we know, Ellie, thank you so much, by the way, having me here. Say hi to something for me, obviously.
Great to have you.
I love you guys, obviously. So what is A plus content? We all know the benefits of the A plus content, the basic A plus content. I want to explain to you a little bit about the triangle of optimization, what modules you should be using, and how to level up your A plus game, okay?
Okay.
So what is A plus content? Ali, it's very basic. It's just another way to tell the story even better. You do have to sell a story of your product. It's not the same thing to sell a product on that's $10 than to sell a product that's $30, right? So depending, and also the niche, like which category you're selling it in. Are you selling it in, homes, or is it a supplement, or is it a baby product? So is it an emotional connecting product? So the more emotional or the more sensitive the product is, the better story that you should be telling. Okay, so it's a way. All right, it's a tool that allows you to create enhanced product details page. Okay, basically in a short form.
Right. And it's like the Amazon's, it replaces the text description of your listing.
Yep.
And pretty much you have a visual description of your listing
Yep.
instead. So that's great.
Yep. So as Ali mentioned, it's going to replace your product description. So 2015, 2016, remember the good old days when you sold
I do.
air on Amazon and you got and you made a profit out of it? Those are
Yes.
good old days.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not like that anymore. Fees are extremely competitive. The marketplace is extremely competitive. Amazon has launched their marketplace as well. So how it came to be is that you can only get access to premium A plus content before. It was like $200,000 to $500,000 to be able to get in.
Yeah.
I only saw it from big brands, like I saw it from Samsung, I saw it from from Duracell. So only big brands got access to this. People with like deep pockets, right? So this is what I believe. I don't. Amazon hasn't come out and said it, but after they seen the competition, the only way they can give a better shopping experience to buyers was through giving more data, giving more access to how to tell the story better. Because us humans, we're bound to listen and be engaged to stories. That's why Netflix is so popular. That's why the cinema has never come down, because people love hearing a story. Okay, so Amazon's like, okay, let me give you this tool so you can tell your story better. So product descriptions like the bottom level, then comes A plus content. Then they added the brand story, and premium A plus content now is like the top notch currently. So in other words, high quality images, high definition videos, and you can compare your products. While regular product description provide basic information with this content, the way that A plus content gives you a potential of showcasing your product or your brand is through personality, a backstory, and what's the best choices for you, right? So for example, as an example, we did this. So everything you see here, by the way, is created by us.
Just a quick note, just to clarify in case people don't know about this, you should still fill out your product description on the back end. That is like gold for you to put a lot of keywords for you to rank well, so SEO. But in terms of what the customer sees, it's going to be replaced by the A plus content.
Yes, 100%. And we're gonna go a little bit deeper into that. I just the back end keywords, also the alt text. This is gonna be extremely
Awesome.
important
I'm
because
super excited about that.
you guys can read this obviously, but basically this is like the features or the purpose for each step of the A plus content, which in the whole scope, it's called A plus content. And what we know as A plus content is actually called enhanced product description. So this is the premium one, and then the basic one. This is the one that you usually upload. But now, because of Amazon wanting for you to give a better shopping experience, they're giving you access for free. And I'm going to give you a quote: for free, because you do have to upload variations. It doesn't necessarily have to be different listings. Okay, it can be the same listing, and we're going to go more into that and how you unlock it. But basically, you can just check this here. This is ideal for creating a premium interactive experience. All right, so high quality. It's just going to take it a notch further. And because Ali just said, if you have brand registry, it's not should I get it? Now it's a must. You must get it.
Yes.
If you're getting this access already, why not go to the top level already, right? I mean, that would be my guess if you want to succeed.
Yeah, one thing that I wanted to mention too is we have gotten this question so many times. When you have standard A plus content, I'm sure you're going to cover this, but when you have standard A plus content, your images show kind of like pixelated, lower quality. And they've asked me so many times, how can I get rid of that? Can I like increase the quality? What's the size that I need to save it so it's not so bad? And we've never found an answer to that. But when you upgrade it to premium A plus content, it looks really great.
This is what you would call a basic or standard A plus content. As you can see, we created all this. Everything that I'm about to show you, it's all created by us. It's smaller, like you can see it within the page, etc. This is what a brand story is. So it's telling us more of the story of the brand. Also, quick hack, we actually incentivize or advise you to create like at least a call to action here. So like people scroll. And this is what a premium plus content. So as you see, it's wider. If it's more of the page, right? You have more modules. You can also add videos to it. Okay. The video of the A plus content should be different than the video from the actual ASIN. So this is the video from the actual ASIN. Okay. That's just a quick tip. So that's how the difference. So visually, aesthetically, that's how the difference is. It's wider. It's got to be more modules. You can use actually more modules like hotspots and things like that. And then you have the brand story again. Benefits. It's going to grab the shopper's attention because the features looks larger, right? It has HD images. We were talking just about that with Ali, that sometimes when you upload basic brand A plus content, images tend to look a little bit more fussier. This is going to give you a better HD images and videos to explain your product. Again, it's like I had a talk with a friend in the space. He's somebody who's very, very smart, and he's like, I believe that you shouldn't even care too much about videos when your product's like $10. I was like, you know what? You're actually kind of right, because if your product is $10, unless you're making a tons of money, why would you want to spend so much money on a video? Make a video yourself to start out and see how it goes. But when your product is $20 or your product is 25, 30, above that, or a product is something that people are going to consume or got to put on their skin, or it's going to be for a baby, or it's going to be for a doggy, I'm more keen to like creating a video or creating a storyline that it's going to incentivize that trust to buy your product instead of the competitions.
Right. You always have to put yourself, like, think of yourself the way that you shop. If you're buying something that it's $10, most of the time you don't even care to read the bullet points, to go through all the images, you're just like, I need this looks good enough, let me just buy it. It's really like, you don't think about it. But the more your investment is, the more you want to know about the product. So I definitely believe it's like proportionally important 100%. To the price.
Yeah, 100%. There's more emotional factor when you buy a product that's $100, because that's your time that you're trading. You're trading your time. It's not $100. It's how many hours you worked for those $100. Right, so that's why it's very, very emotional. So yeah, it's going to grab shopper's attention because it's better quality. It's going to improve the conversion rate. It's going to be easier to skim. It's going to boost your SEO indirectly. Let me show you why. So Amazon A+ content, this is said by Helium 10. Amazon A+ content isn't directly an SEO tool, but it can directly impact it. So Amazon doesn't use it for search purposes. It won't change your results. But like Ali said, you do have back-end keywords and you do have alt text. So make sure you're using that, all right?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a controversy on that. I have heard from many people who've done lots of tests that whatever words they use, not like the text that they use on the image, but any text that they use in the modules as well as the alt text does help with ranking when people actually search it. So
I've heard
just the exact do same it.
Thing. That's why I put source, just in case.
Right.
Just in case. My advice would be, even if it doesn't help, even if the algorithm doesn't look it up, just do it. It's there. Yes. It's a tool. So make sure that you're doing it. Doesn't matter what. That's what I do for my products. I'm pretty sure you can do that for your products as well. So just do it. If it was charged extra, like, okay, maybe think about it, but it's not. It's literally there. You already pay for it with the brand registry. So just do it. However, A+ content can affect the SEO by improving conversion rates, for example. It creates brand awareness, has a lower bounce rate, meaning that if you have a good content and the listing, you drove the traffic to the listing, you have a good PPC video, a good hero image, and it's driving traffic, and the A+ content or the premium A+ content is helping you in some way to convert people, to convert buyers, that is ultimately going to help you rank better. So how to create an A+ content is very basic. You need two modules, standard image and text overlays, and make sure that you're telling the right story. Obviously, you need to have a plan. But before you start thinking only on the basic A+ content, think of getting the premium as fast as possible. Again, it's free. Like you don't have to pay for it anymore. You already paid for it while getting your brand registry. It's going to increase your conversion. Think about it. It's like the algorithm. If the algorithm sees the exact same product reviews within the same range, pricing within the same range, and you're offering something better, a better shopping experience, who do you think is gonna put a rank better? You or the competition?
Oh, yeah. I would say that honestly, with every platform, what it wants is for the user to have a better experience. So, anytime that it comes out with new features, even if it's not official, I have a high suspicions that they boost all of the accounts that are using that new feature because they want data back as well. They want to know if that new feature is working. So, if Pinterest comes out with a new way to create pins, go ahead and start using it that way because Pinterest is paying attention to all the users that are doing that and maybe pushing it more than others. And same thing with Amazon. Amazon's top priority is the customer experience, the customer convenience, the comfort, the speed. So I believe that's why they started offering Premium A Plus content to all sellers because it matters to the customer. Not to mention, imagine your customer knowing more about your product. That is going to reduce return rates for sure. So that affects Amazon as well. So Amazon's also like invested in like, okay, let's not waste money on the fulfillment or returns
Yes.
and all that. And for you as well, it doesn't waste your money. The more information you can give about your product, the less you're going to get questions from customers, the less returns, the more positive reviews and so on.
So I agree. I completely agree with you. It's like the most like basic way I can say is like, do you think people in Amazon are like, you know what? Let's just spend more money on development, on research and development, and to see what happens there. No, they're like, there's a big team behind this,
Oh, yeah.
trillions of dollars, billions of dollars at play. So any changes can cost them literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So believe me, when they launch something, it's because they know what they're doing. Really quick, Amazon sellers love data, so I try to get as many sources as possible before I like. See, my granny says, if you have nothing good to say, or if you're not sure what you're gonna say, just don't open your mouth. So when I open my mouth, I try to be as concise and have the right data as possible. So this is from sourcing from Amazon. Okay, let's say your current conversion rate is 10%. All right. So by adding basic A plus content, you should be able to increase your conversion by 10%, meaning a CVR of 11%. But by adding a premium A plus content from the CVR, you should be able to increase it by 20%, meaning that your CVR should be by 12%. Let's just say that you're like, okay, Rafa, it's not that much. Yeah, but every little thing adds up. If your listing is doing mid six figures, let's just say $500,000. That's thousands of dollars at play there, just percentage wise. Let's say
Yeah.
you're already a seven-figure seller. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars at some points, right? So make sure that you're using it. Why not? Would it hurt to have at least $100 extra in your pocket by something that's free? No, right? Like, hey, it wouldn't be for me.
Right.
I would love $100
Yeah.
extra. What we have experienced, this is our data. This is what we've experienced. Our clients experience an average of 76.8% increase in conversion rates. All right, you gotta say that's crazy. Well, it depends on the client, all right? So there's different level of clients. For example, we just did a case study with a client that's doing more than $8 million a year. So their conversion rate didn't increase by that much, but clients who are doing $100,000, $500,000 a year, their conversion rate is increasing a lot. Okay, so make sure that you can expect difference between the time of your selling, also the competition within your niche. Obviously, the higher the competition, the harder it is to ever increase that big. But you can expect an increase if you do it right.
I would also say that no matter how much you're like how much in sales you're selling with your product, A plus content just like Amazon ads or anything else is not going to do any miracles.
Yeah.
Your product needs to be a good product.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to spend all that money to sell to people who are going to hate your product, end up getting negative reviews or so on. Like your product needs to be a good product. That's step one. Differentiate, do all the market research and all that. And you're going to see that everything else like works itself out. Like when you apply one little thing, it grows so much. And when you switch and do the upgrade from standard plus content to premium plus content, you're like, you see the results because it's just enhancing the value of your product. We've had products where we've had amazing images. I'm not gonna like we had great images, we had great videos. It wasn't even that competitive, but it just didn't stick. Like it wasn't really a successful product. We had multiple 5-star reviews where we've also recently had one product that we did our entire listing with Share Studios and The product hit Amazon. We didn't turn any ads. We had barely started on Vine reviews.
I remember that one.
Hadn't gotten any reviews at all, and we sold out. Like,
I remember
the
that one.
product is extremely important, and the images and A plus content is just going to exponentially enhance that. So just wanted
Yeah.
to say that it's not just about like amazing images.
I completely agree with you. So we have a guarantee at Share Studio, which is we'll optimize your content until we see positive numbers. Meaning that if your conversion rate was a 4, like if we don't see a minimum of 4.5, 4.1 onwards, we'll keep optimizing until we see a positive results, because the idea is for you to increase the conversion rates or the traffic, right? But we've seen cases that they spent thousands of dollars optimizing something and it hasn't worked out, and we tried 100 different ways. It's less than the norm, but the product's not good. So how do you access your Premium Plus content? It's very easy. Make sure that all your ASINs have brand story. Brand story is rather easy to make. Make sure obviously you're doing something good, that you're telling the story. It's called brand
We already have
story.
a video here on the channel talking all about brand story as well.
But make sure you click wherever Alex got put the video, or down below in the comment section. Description. Once you have that, make sure you upload 5 variations of the A Plus content once a day for 5 days. So if you can see here, it says 15 and the date is a little bit old, right? So the reason is because after Amazon gave free access to premium A Plus content, you have to upload 15 variations, not 5, 15. They wanted to make it even easier because there's other platforms coming out like Etsy, Walmart, etc. They want to have a better shopping experience for customers. They downgraded it to 5. Look at this, for example. This is a variation. As you can see, we just changed the image here, not even the text. Here we changed the image as well. And here we changed the image as well. So it's just even changing the image sometimes. It's not that much, honestly. They update the permissions every Friday. My team's the one that's writing this down. I'm pretty sure if they wrote this down, it's for
I
a
had
reason.
no idea.
Me neither until now. There you go. So the results, you get Premium Plus content ready to use without paying a penny. So congrats, Premium Plus content access. Congratulations, we rolled you.
Yay, start
So,
creating.
yeah, when you get this, make sure that you can create a quick and free Premium Plus content. So just scan this QR code and you'll get access to these files. You can hit stop and access this, and you can
Are
just
these
edit it.
templates?
Yeah, it's a template. So let me show you
Oh,
actually. really quick.
awesome.
So when you click on here, right, you'll use this design. All right, so you get this page and then you go here, and then you'll be able to get access. And you can just add your logo, add your text. There's module 1, module 2, and just like change if you want to add an icon or you want to change the background, etc. You can just
And if
add.
you're selling serum, you just don't need to change anything. You can just keep the images.
Yeah. So you change the titles, bullet points, etc., and then you have everything. It's pretty easy to use,
Awesome.
honestly.
Thank you for sharing that.
No worries. I hope I bring value to your viewers. If you want to plan it out here, you can also plan it out here. We're giving you access to all this. We love to plan things out and make sure that we have the right spelling and everything. And we run everything through ChatGPT currently before we even upload, or Grammarly, just in case. You never know. Maybe there's a better way to say it. So how to make a good Premium Plus content. I love this little Mario figure. I think it's cool. So we have a golden triangle of optimization. It's way more than this, but I'm just going to keep it as simple as possible. When you are saying something on Amazon, try not to repeat it. And if you do repeat it, it's because it's very important to repeat, but try to maximize the way you're telling the story. Meaning, let's say that you're selling something that's very technical. For example, these earphones, these earbuds, or the microphone. You can say in different ways. Try not to repeat it. When I say repeat it, it's not saying, hey, don't repeat that this is a great microphone. No, repeat that, but say it a different way. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes.
The reason behind this is because if you see an image over and over again, the human mind subconsciously sometimes we're processing so many information that we'll just like ignore it, subconsciously speaking. So that's why you want to say it in a new way, all right?
I was about to ask you if you do full listings for your clients. So do you reuse any images from the product listing in the A Plus content, or maybe like similar, just maybe slightly different angle?
No. Example of obviously of a listing that we've done, and for the bullet points and the titles, make sure that you have optimized bullet points and titles. Remember that now you can add more characters to your title and your bullet points as well. Amazon updated that a bit ago, actually. I
Yeah.
was from 250 to 500. Make sure that your images have backend keywords as well and all that stuff. So how to make Premium A Plus content? Choose the right modules. Not all the modules can be the same for all the products. Depending on the type of content you should be using, type of product or the type of story that you're telling, you should be using different modules. Maybe your product is a product that's heavy on videos. You can use a more that with premium videos with text. Maybe it's more like hotspots. Maybe it's something more technical. You can also be using this. Maybe there's a lot of competition, so maybe you want to use a comparison table. There's way more modules, guys. Way more modules.
What is the most used?
Well, it depends on the niche. We went for our video.
I think the video is a no-brainer. You should definitely use the videos. It's one of the biggest differentiator between the basic A plus content and the premium. I absolutely love the hotspots one. It might be
I
like
was gonna tell you that.
but I will say you have to make sure that people can see, the little bubble. So what we like to do is
Call to
have
action.
little arrows on the image.
Call to action. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like there's a little arrow towards the point that we're gonna do, and then a little bit of text or something like that. Otherwise, people will not know that they can hover over and get more info on it.
Yep, 100%. I agree with you. Those
My favorite.
you cannot put on Amazon click here because that's like a no-no on Amazon.
Yeah, but you
like-
can put arrows.
Exactly. So what Ellie's saying, like just like the brand story I showed you that we had an arrow, something like that. Make sure that you're using a call to action. That is a call to action. You're telling somebody to do something. Comparison, we don't use this one too much. We try to focus on the client's product itself, unless it's of something very competitive within the niche.
How often do you use modules that include the text? Because okay, we are very aesthetic people. So what we tend to do is create our entire A plus content, even text as part of the image, because Amazon's text does not look good at all, in my opinion. But you trade a little bit of the SEO in this case, because I do believe that you can rank for text that you type in. Like, for example, the second module right in the middle on the top, that you can add text that people are going to be able to read, but you actually type it in, as opposed to a full image that has text on the image. It's just an image. Amazon's not going to read that as text.
Correct.
So how often do you use the modules with the text?
It depends on the client's goals. What I mean by this is the following. Before we do anything, as you know, like we try to communicate with the client as much as possible. Like, okay, what's your end goal for this? Is it just conversions? Is it just traffic? Obviously, you want both, but when everything's important, nothing's important, right? So if they're launching, maybe traffic is the most important thing at the moment. So, okay, let's try a little bit more for traffic. If it's traffic more, then maybe they have a very aggressive PPC campaign. Maybe you will be less text pushy. It will be more sound the experience, because their main focus right now is doing PPC very aggressively. So we want to increase as much conversion as possible. Maybe it's the other way around. Hey, my PPC game is amazing. Now I want to help organic ranking. Okay, well, let's try to use a little bit of text. Obviously, you do want a video. We love doing videos. So it depends. There's no do this and it's gonna make you effective results. Unfortunately, Identify your product's key selling points. For this, you can use a plus content helper that we developed. It's pretty easy. So if you want it, it's basically a Google Sheet that it's going to help you. If you want, I'll share really quick. This is free for you guys as well. Make sure that you're downloading this, and it's like, basically it's like this. Let me show you really quick. So when you open this, you're going to do extensions, A plus content helper, and you're going to do start. So you're going to see different tabs, right? When you download this, it's just going to tell you a little bit about us, the meanings of each tab, the instructions, and then the form. It's going to ask you for access to your Google account, by the way. We created this, so it's not going to ask me, but it's going to ask you, hey, like, are you sure that you want this project to run? You just have to click yes. We constantly update it, all right? So every month we look at it once. It's not like we just did this once and that's it. No, we constantly update it. This is a yes. Do you sell more than 2 products? Let's just say that you have a no. Can you show your product different ways? Yes. And let's just say that you use your products in different scenarios. Yes. Let's just say that installation, no. All right. So you got like this.
So it's like a checklist to make sure they do everything.
Yep. So then you hit start. You also head here. It's giving you the thing. You also left the extension. Just run the script. Finish script. You go to results. It's going to tell you, oh, hey, the one that you should use is template 1. And then you go to template 1. It's going to tell you exactly, hey, premium full image, this, and this. You should have a premium carousel for a video. It's got to show you an example. So each of them have like a different thing. This is what we've
Wow, very
experienced. Okay.
cool.
Yeah, this is what we've seen. This is a starting point, and as time goes by, we'll update it. It's free right now because you're watching this video, so make sure you please subscribe. And the other thing is, let's just say yes to everything. Maybe it should change. So make sure you click here on this one. It was one first. No, let me change to no, and no, and no to see what happens. Start. Run the script, dismiss the results, change to 3. Now it's telling you, okay, because you're answering these questions like this, you should use the third one, right?
Oh,
so as you can see, each one is different. It's a good starting point. This is not like
yes,
it's gonna be
of
like
course.
this, but make sure that you're doing your due diligence. How do we make a premium plus content? Alt text, what Ali was saying, right? Global, behind scenes text, what's gonna be there? How you're going to name your images, etc. And the most important thing for me, at least, is this. This is a game changer. Make sure that you use the cool thing, the beautiful thing about Premium Plus content that's gonna allow you to upload a custom version for mobile friendly users. This is super important.
Yeah, it's gonna require you to do it.
Exactly.
You cannot upload your Premium A Plus content for desktop without uploading the mobile version as well. That's great. You're forced to do it, and you better do it because the majority of people will be accessing it through their phones.
So let's go with alt text. Imagine you're talking to a 5-year-old. Where you're doing these type of texts, okay? Something simple by you explaining what they are. Backend keywords are the same. Like, make sure you're using the right keywords. Use the tool of your choice. It's up to you which tool to use. But make sure that you are describing it in a way that anybody can understand, especially the algorithm. The algorithm is going to be your best friend if you treat it right, okay?
I would actually say that you should use the opportunity that, yes, it will be visible if it fails to load, but 99.9% of the time it will load and nobody will see those images. 100%. So what we like to do is put a lot of keywords that we don't do it on our listing. Obviously, the most highly searched keywords, even if it doesn't have too much to do with the specific image, we try to combine, you know what I mean? Like, we try to make it go with the image, but there are a lot of keywords that we stuff.
100%. There's keyword stuffing. Sometimes it's not that good. Sometimes. Yeah. Be a little bit cautious with that, but Ali's making a great point. If it's something that's very competitive, maybe there's a keyword that you want to rank for PPC. Let's just say that top tier keyword is very competitive. Let's say like a mid tier keyword. Maybe you do want to stuff it a little bit to see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe we
do stay away from brand names. We don't break that rule, but everything else, misspellings, things like that we don't want it to be visible, then we do it. Or it's Spanish, we do it a lot.
We're going to talk about Spanish in a little bit, actually, because it's super, super important right now. There's like more than 50 million people in the U.S., and not just in the U.S., outside of the U.S., that they buy on the Amazon actual platform, on the Amazon U.S. webpage, and they import it back to their home country. So they send it to a courier, and the courier in whichever state, and then they ship it to their homeland. So that's very important. You're completely right. It's going to depend on your goal. The more that you give the algorithm a rule, like, hey, make sure that people look for this, and they sometimes, when they're writing too fast on their keyword, instead of pressing the A, you know that they press the S. Make sure that you also give them this. 100%. Exactly, you're completely right on that. What we're talking about, your strategy depends on your end goal. Make sure that, depending on your end goal, if you're looking for getting more SEO juice, you have to put all the alternative keywords that you can find. You want to drive more traffic to your product listing so you can increase your brand's visibility. So make sure you are adding good alt text. Okay, guys?
Also, if you could go back to that, just if you're confused, if you never used A Plus content, like, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is even alt text? You can see, on the image over there that you upload an image. Then you see like image keywords. That's where you can put, I think, up to 100 characters. I can't remember right now. There is a limit per image, but then you're gonna see it's literally called alt text. 100 characters once you upload the image.
All these rules that you have right here, they are not a set on stone rules. Make sure that you're doing your keyword analysis, and based on what your goal is, you execute it. So these are just strategies that we've developed within the 6 years that we have selling and creating content on Amazon. So these are just general things you should take aware of, but do not put them on stone, right? Make sure you use descriptive languages, keywords, obviously, superlatives, and something that I do like for you guys to use. Make sure you create your own checklist of keywords. Meaning, this is something that I do suggest you use no matter what. Have your research of keywords. Don't just go out into the world and be like, okay, let me see what it's going to help. No,
Oh,
make sure.
yeah, no. If there's anyone watching this video right now, and if they watch any of our other videos, they know that you have to create your master keyword list based on data.
Also, make sure you have like a general checklist. Like, okay, they all have 100% character limit. Doesn't mean that you have to add an A so it reaches 100. No, but make sure that you are optimizing this as much as possible. Literally, you can tell ChatGPT and be like, hey, divide this by character limit of 100 in total, and it's 5 images, then ChatGPT will give you the difference so you can fit them all in, right? So make sure you're being smart as well how to distribute those keywords, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be grammatically correct, like Ali just said. Something's very common that people confuse the A and the S while they're typing fast. Maybe that's something. So make sure you put that there. So these are not because of this is a must. This is just like an example, like, make sure that you're putting all the things in place, all right? So for example, person exercising with dumbbells, woman doing walking leg, holding adjustable dumbbells and looking at them. Girl in hand, 5, you give them more examples of what you want them to look for, right? If you want to use grammatically incorrect, you can also use it because we're humans. We sometimes, don't really put it. Our next hack is A+ Global. People in other countries, guess what? They only speak English. Wow, it's a shocker. There's other people around the country who shop in the US and also shop outside of the US who don't use English as a primary language. Maybe Spanish, maybe Portuguese. So make sure that you have been optimizing for another language as well. So for example, let me show you something really quick here. I'm going to show you 2 examples so you see why having the right translation is so important. So we created this a couple of years ago. It's a decent A+ content, like photos, somebody, we're going to give it to you, family, how to store, etc. Okay, cool. Let's say I'm shopping in another country. Let's say I'm shopping in Latin America. Let's say I'm shopping in Colombia, and I'm just going to send it to Colombia. So we click in Spanish, and that's how it's going to look for them. So it's going to be Spanish, the US, right? And as you can see here, Amazon translated everything. Okay, boom, boom, boom. But when you go to the A+ content, oh, look at that. It's different. What? Why? What's that happening? Right? So that's just Amazon automatically translating it, right? It's giving you this. And all these things, maybe they're not even the right way to say it.
Wait, so I'm a bit confused. Are you saying that we should create a unique A+ content for that market? No, you're talking about shoppers who use Amazon.com but speak Spanish.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you in a bit what I mean by that, because that's a great question. But you should, if your budget is within your range and you feel like this is a good opportunity to make even more money, and you can increase conversions by 2%. For somebody who's making $500,000, $1 million a year, 2% is a good amount of money, right? So make sure that you're executing it. Why not?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, so let me show you really quick what I mean by that. Previous Amazon A+ content only supported 1 language per country, right? But now A+ Content Manager supports other shoppers' languages in each country. So how to create a language variation for your A+ content? Very simple. You go to A+ Content Manager.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know this. I'm just finding out about this. What? Yeah. That's why I was confused.
All right, so this is so good. All right, cool. A+ Content. A+ Content Manager, related content, create language variations. Yes.
That's cool.
Woo. So, yes, you can change it depending on the country.
Very cool.
You can create something in German or in Spanish and click submit. So after Amazon's review, your A+ content will be published on Amazon. Tips for translating your A+ content. This is very, very important. This is a super, super nugget. Make sure your translation is accurate and idiomatic. Meaning, if you use a translation tools such as Google, ChatGPT, etc., that's good. That's a good place to start. But it doesn't mean that necessarily it cannot be correct, okay? So for example, let's just say candies. Cheap candy has a search value of 13K hits. That's beautiful. Dulce Baratos, which is the exact translation in Spanish, just have no data. That people don't search for it. Okay, what can you do? You can search for something in a similar ambience, right? So what would be something that people that are looking for cheap candies kind of look? Maybe candies for parties for kids, because when it's party for kids, maybe you just want cheap candies because there's 100 kids and you have a piñata and you have all these things. You just want candies for everybody. Look at that. This keyword has 12,000 hits, just 1,000 less than cheap candy. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
and you don't have to guess because you might have no idea. Use keyword research tools that have that capability of like other languages and create your own master keyword list on those. Or you can hire someone else who understands a little bit better as well how
Yeah.
to like use those.
We have clients who sell in Germany, sell in other marketplaces, France, Japan. We do look for a specialist in that country. We don't rely just on ChatGPT. If your budget allows it, if your budget doesn't allow it, and you don't see a benefit from it, then just do whatever you have to do. Make sure you do something at least. And then if you see some kind of traction, you optimize that. Be mindful of cultural differences. This is so important, guys. So if you sell something that it's cultural difference, make sure that you understand that context. Research the culture and avoid using things that in that culture most likely people will find offensive, right? And have it reviewed by a native speaker. That's what we do.
Yes.
The other thing is the EIC formula. Just re-engage it, inform it, because that ultimately is going to help you convert. So if they're clicking on the listing, they're interested. It's like interested. It's like going on a date. If somebody goes on a date with you, they're a little bit interested. Now it's up to you to close that, right? So make sure
Yeah,
you're giving them more
sure.
and more information.
Yeah,
Right.
because on desktop and mobile, they'll first see the listing images. On mobile, I think it switches bullet pointed as after A plus content, but if they keep scrolling, it's because they want more information. That's why you shouldn't be repetitive as well. You repeat certain things, certain key things, but you want to give them more details, more dimensions. Go through your Q&A section and see what are the most common questions that other customers have had, and you can answer those through your A plus content, and then again, avoid returns and increase conversions and all that.
Yeah, 100%. What Ali said is very important. This is something that we automatically do. It's like breathing for us already. Reviews, like
Oh
not just
yeah.
like, come on. That's like literally golden feedback. Already, you
Yes.
don't have to pay for a Pigfoot test. It's already there. Just grab it, analyze it, put it in a word counter, put it through ChatGPT, put it through like so many other search engines and AI tools that can help you make a good decision. So at this point in the buying experience, make sure that you help them take out that credit card and put that information in. Okay, engage, create a video that captures the viewer's interest. People like to be entertained.
And people like imagining themselves doing something, using it, accomplishing their desires and all that. So that is one reason why we always like having our images being created with models, is because it makes a
Yes.
huge difference other than just hands or just like the product there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you can make your images and A plus content the most engaging as well.
So what Ali is mentioning is having that buyer persona, right? Translate into somebody who looks kinda to the person who you know is gonna buy. Make sure that you engage with them. Make sure that they feel like they're using that product, and also make sure that your videos are engaging. Make sure the videos are dynamic, not just telling a story of somebody who shot their video with actually whichever camera, but has a plan behind it. Make sure that at least when you're working with an agency, even if it's not with me, with somebody else, make sure that you already have a vision of what you want. For example, if you're selling a shoe, right, a running shoe, go to Nike.com, Adidas, go to Puma, see what they're doing. Give references from there. Like tell the other agency, hey, I know that I'm not paying a budget like Nike, but I would like something kind of like this. Can you give me something like that? Give them references. That's very
Yes.
important. Like even something that they can attach to. If you leave it all to them and they're not doing the due diligence, and because they're very, very affordable and they don't have the bandwidth to pay good creative people, it's normal, it's happening. So make sure that depending on your budget, you're being as helpful as possible. If you have a decent budget, do it with another higher end agency and just leave it up to them, which is the most cases for very busy people. Okay, inform. You have to address each main feature. Make sure you're doing that, and you have to make it easier for them to understand how your product works. If this gonna help me solve a problem or not, okay? Explain the features, super important. Answer the questions. Where do you find the questions? What Ali, what you're saying? Answerthepublic.com for your use. Regular customer feedback, super important. Reviews, your competitor reviews. This is so important. This is like golden. And that like everybody knows about this, but nobody really takes that in consideration. Take it in consideration. You want to boost trust to enhance conversions. Make sure that the trust is there. Make sure that you're giving them the trust. In which way? Maybe it's brand quality perception. There's this brand called Payless Shoes in the US where it's like, I would say, middle class buyers. And basically, their brand is Pay Less Shoes. You pay less for shoes. They did a case study a couple years ago. They rebranded themselves as Palessi for a fake commercial, and they opened a store in, I think it was LA, and they invited a bunch of influencers. And those influencers went inside. Actually, I'm not sending you that video so you can leave it down below. It's not a video made by me or anything, but I think it's very good for a case study. And people were paying $600 more for those shoes than they would normally. And they were just because it was just rebrand and where the shoes were located. I think that's a great case study. All right, last advice before we finish. Thank you so much for staying. A+ content allows you to download not only desktop, mobile. Oh my God, yes. This doesn't mean you grab the same files and you put the same files in the upload and then you just do it and boom, that's it. No, do not do that. Please do not do that. Make sure that you customize it.
You can't even do it because it's different ratios as you pointed out. You have to create, and perhaps it's funny because the majority of time we create our A+ content with the desktop templates and then we make it into mobiles, but maybe we should start doing it the opposite way. But anyways, like you'll have to convert everything so it's a better user experience for mobile.
Mobile devices are a priority, so make sure you're taking this as priorities yourself, all right? So for example, is this good? This is not that good. You can upload it like that, but it's not gonna be that good, all right? So for example, this one, make sure you give it instead of giving all this information on the phone, it's not gonna be really well read. Make sure you give them more information. Make sure that they're feeling good about looking at it. They're not squinting your eyes. So the more easier it is, the better. Okay. Having a premium A+ content for mobile constantly done is like going to the gym. If you're not having it, it's like working your arms, but your legs are nowhere in place. Make sure that you're doing something that people are gonna feel good about seeing it. They gotta feel entertained. So true success in Amazon requires optimizing every aspect of your listing, not just mastering the A+ content that we talked about. So make sure your titles and bullet points for listing images, your PPC videos, your regular videos, packaging, store, brand story, and premium A+ content, guys. All right, make sure. We're giving you this for free. This is literally a questionnaire that you can checklist. Again, just the only payment that I want from you for this, subscribe to this channel, like this video. That's it. It's complete for free. It's just gonna give you a checklist if you did it, yes or no. We did a case study with a client. This is the brand. Before optimizing with us, because they didn't optimize with us the last months, they lost around $71,000 for not having the listing optimized. The way we did it, the way we found out this case study is gonna come out is we did it before and after, and the ACoS lowered and the return on the ad spend increased. And if we take the comparison, if they would have optimized with us and had the return on ad spend they have right now, the last weeks, they would have made over $71,000 just by that. So when people come to me like, oh my God, $5,000, $10,000 looks like a lot. You're not investing $10,000. You're losing $61,000.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rafa. And just to share the details about the giveaway, if you want your entire listing created with Spirit Creatives, then make sure to comment below and subscribe to our channel as well as Share Studio's YouTube channel. And at the end of this month, we are going to randomly pick a winner from the comments and verify that everyone's subscribed everywhere. So make sure to comment below and subscribe to both channels, okay? Thank you so much, Rafa, for everything that you've shared. Yeah, go ahead.
And make sure you're following them on Instagram as well. If you're not following them on Instagram, because they have an amazing Instagram. I personally follow them. I love everything they're doing on Instagram. And on YouTube, I won't give you the free giveaway. So make sure that we're going to verify it.
Wait, are you talking about the Hobarts Abroad Instagram?
Whichever. I follow like 3 of your Instagrams. Whichever you want to
give. We of course have the Amazing Escape Plan Instagram as well as Hobarts Abroad, where we share our adventures around the world. But yeah, the point is, follow us, engage with us below. If you have any questions, leave that in the comments below as well, and we'll get back to you. I'll make sure that Rafael every day adds to his calendar. Check the video to answer all questions. So
We will.
fill it with questions for him. And Rafa, thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed this time with us. Thank you for all of the value. I hope that you that are watching found it immensely valuable. Everything that we mentioned is going to be in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in future videos. Until then,
Thank you so much.
bye.